5-minute
call. This is your 5-minute call with Cessalee Stovall.
What's going on, you guys? This is your 5-minute call with Cessalee Stovall. Today we have gone open pond and we have Miss Em Geddes as our guest today. Now her top 5 are as follows. Number 1, she is currently the automation head for the tour of Dirty Dancing in the UK and Ireland. Number 2, if you have seen La Rev in Las Vegas, you might be familiar with the work of Franco Dragone. He actually just did a new show that was in Macau called The House of Dance and Water, on which Em was in the automation department. Number 3, she is no stranger to the U.S. She's worked on both Disney Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean on ships based out of the United States, so she's kind of worked on both sides of the pond. Number 4, she's originally from Glasgow, Scotland, and she attended the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama. Say that 5 times fast. And number 5, in her spare time, of which she has very little, she writes screenplays. So, without further ado, let us welcome Em. How's it going, girl?
Hey girl, how you doing?
I'm so good. It's good to see you again.
Really good to see you.
Now we'll just jump right in with the questioning. The first question for you is, tell me a little bit about your journey from high school or elementary school through college to where you are now.
When I was about 13 or 14, I think I really wanted to be an interior designer, and luckily got steered away from that by an interior designer, and found kind of the world of set design and kind of theatre design. And that's really what I aimed towards, and got into the RSAMD, where we kind of did, when we first got there, we learned about all the backstage disciplines. And electrics really kind of, was the cut of my jib, really. I kind of liked that. So that's what I went off and did. And came out specialising in lighting and special effects, and basically built my career around that, doing like cruise ship work and basically just learning as much as I could in as many environments as I could, and just getting to where I am now.
So at what point in all of that did you know this is what I want to do for my career?
I only recently kind of came into automation. Like, automation only happened when I was on House of Dancing Water. But as soon as I got there and I saw that show and I saw just what you could do with automation, I was like, this is fascinating. And then once I got on board and I started doing it, I was like, this is it. I thrive on stress, I think. So automation is the job for me.
And what's the most memorable moment you've had, either, while working on a show or something you've seen on stage?
It's funny. For me, last year, I took my family to see Wicked on the West End. And that's always been a favourite show of mine. And my niece is kind of, she's listened to the CD that I've had in the car or whatever, and she's latched onto it as well. So this was the first time that she'd gone to see a West End show, and and I think I missed the entire show. Like, I didn't watch it because I was watching her facial expressions and just, how she was watching the show. And I think that for me was it was such a highlight just to see her and, feel that she's got the same kind of love that I've got of theatre. And it was a really nice moment to see that,
right.
Firsthand.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool, too, to think that she is so enamored by something that is in the world of what you do, the things that you do and the things that you create and the special effects go from generation to generation.
That's it, yeah, exactly.
Now, we have awesome Twitter followers, and the Twitter question that we have for you, being from the UK and working so much on that side of the world, and knowing that you've worked here in the US as well, what do you think is the biggest difference in the two? There's
a lot of... I think in the US, especially if you're going into kind of like regional theatres, there's a lot of unionization, and it separates a lot more, I feel, than in the UK. But also for me, I think that the hardest thing, and I'm getting better at it, is the terminologies. Everybody calls everything different. Like it's we call them fly bars, and they're called like rails or poles or something like that over there, and it's getting your head around it and remembering to call it the right thing in the right place.
And the last question we have for you is, if you could give your 16-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I would have to say, don't believe what they say. And that's kind of like a good and a bad thing. And also it's like, if somebody turns around and says that you can't do something, doesn't mean that you can't. I'm sure you can. So don't believe what they say.
That's great advice. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know it is very late in your neck of the woods, so
a little bit late, yeah.
So we'll let you get some rest tonight, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.